Hey y'all, it's your girl Jasmine Nicole. It's a typical Saturday function going on here, okay? I just got out of the doctor's office, had to come back for some blood work, standard blood work, because the LabCorp was closed when I came in for my initial doctor's appointment. You know, my annual. That's one thing. I stay up on taking care of all the things, okay? Annually, you know, mammograms, whatever needs to be checked is checked on an annual basis. I play no games with that, with my health, and no one should play games with their health when it comes to that, especially women. You know, just always have to stay apprised. Things can creep up. You want to catch things in early stages if things do creep up. So it's just always good to be like vigilant and medically aware of what you got going on within your body. So got that done. It's groggy today. I'm going to get started with some Grub Hubing. Grub Hubing for GLP1. Definitely hitting my side hustle today. I do food share. I also do ride share, but I've been tapering off of the ride share for a little bit. I just feel more comfortable transporting food rather than individuals. Just a liability thing and security thing and all the things. So, but I mean, given the event, if I need to, I will tap in and, you know, transport some people. But for the most part, for me, it's Grubhub, Instacart, but haven't done Instacart in a while. They still holding on to some money of mine anyway. But primarily Grubhub. I'm a Grubhubber. So I'm gonna tap into that for a few orders. I typically just try to do a few orders, hit a quota, and not like really be super obsessive with it, you know. I mean, unless I have really nothing else to do for the day, but I know I need to do some other things. So that's going to be that for the Saturday. I'm trying to figure out, do I want to get some coffee, a decaf coffee, since I'm, you know, about to start my runs, my deliveries. Yeah. We'll see. And I have not eaten yet, y'all. I'm still in fast mode, y'all. I usually, you know, do the fasting thing. I don't typically eat in the morning. I typically eat around 1, 2 o'clock, and then sometimes I'm pushing it to 6 o'clock on a 16/8 intermittent fasting schedule. But you know, sometimes I don't fast on a weekend. Today wasn't really one of those days, the Saturday, in which I probably was going to really fast. So I was going to eat something, but I just didn't eat yet. And I don't really have an appetite to eat. Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
323.
Thank you. I went ahead and decided to get my Dunkin'. Thank you. My decaf. I just need that, that, you know. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You too. I gotta taste it to check it. Hold on a minute. Shake it up. Here we go. Good to go. It doesn't taste that great like my usual. I mean, I taste some of my caramel, but it tastes like it's a little watered down. I mean, they made it right, the right type of coffee, the right specifics, but it just, you know, it just don't taste like my usual iced decaf caramel. Okay, it just doesn't. It's lacking a little bit. I think it's just the watery content. They wanted to dilute it. It's diluted. Oh well, it'll still get the job done. This is definitely an errand running Saturday, plus food share. Gotta get that money. I don't know, you guys got your hands into multiple streams of income, you know, trying to make money through, you know, legitimate side hustles, through the food shares, the ride shares, Walmart Spark, Amazon Flex. That's the new one I want to try, and I want to try Walmart Spark, but they have long waiting times. I was on a wait list for Instacart, finally got Instacart, but then when I plugged in to start doing Instacart, it really was not what I thought it was. I think I had got one order, and then after that it was really lagged. I kept moving around my area, like I'm in the city. Orders should be coming like that no matter what pocket I'm in, but I kept trying to move around and I wasn't getting a response like that, so that was annoying me. So I put that, you know, backseated that and went back to focusing on my other food shares that I know I get instantaneous orders on. I was doing DoorDash before, way back when DoorDash was not so saturated and it was popping. DoorDash is not popping like that in my opinion. I prefer Grubhub. I like the quality of orders that come through Grubhub. Yeah, you still can get some low orders, but for the most part, I feel like they give higher ended orders with less travel time. They make it worth it, and you know, if there's an order that comes in where the ratio, the mile, you know, the mile to money ratio doesn't add up, then I'll accept an order that will meet my requirements, you know. So that's pretty much, you know, how I filter it out. All right, I hope it's not too much of a wait. I'm about to run in here and get my eyebrows done. Just my eyebrows done today. I only go to Nancy's. I've been going to Nancy's since high school, okay? Everybody know about Nancy's over here. If you from Philly or you know about Philly, you know about Castor Avenue, you know about Nancy's, you know Nancy's is where you go to get all the things, to get it all done. The lashes, the eyebrows, of course, beat nails, petties, manis, all that. But I'm not doing the whole bit. Taking a break from all that. I used to love getting my nails done. The sets that I would get specifically from John, I go specifically to John, and he knows how to hook me up right. But this time I'm just going to run and get my eyebrows done real quick. In this economic climate right now, I don't need to be spending $100 and something on getting my hands done. And then given what I do for a living too, I'm pulling files in and out in court and all that. Fast pace. I end up popping part of the acrylic and then it start creating a sore. You know, when stuff start lifting or it's broke and it need to come off, it creates a nerve damage in the nail, and the nail is sore. My finger will be walking around sore. I don't have any time for that. But anyway, I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I got all the things. Well, almost all the things. Everything I said I wasn't going to get, I pretty much got, except for I didn't get my lashes done, okay? I got my nails painted, I got my feet painted, I got my eyebrows done. Still clocked in economically at $46. That works for me. $46, $20 to paint my nails, gel, of course, and to paint my feet, gel. I got pearl white on my feet, and I have snow white on my fingers. I usually do acrylic, but I'm taking a break from that economically, and then I wanted to give my fingers a break too, because with the lifting and all that, I used to have some sore hands, okay? But I definitely am an acrylic set chick, okay? The designs I get, oh, anyway. But it's good to have something. Do something within your means. This is within my means. Could I have splurged and just said, bump it and let me go get a full set? And this whole total thing probably would have totaled up to be about $100 and something. I could have, yeah, really could have. I'm making money back anyway, but no. I want to keep it modest and economic for my economy. Be smart, be wise. Still get my little doodads done. Pamper myself up, get my nails done, but I don't need to necessarily have acrylic. My hands are fine with me just having them painted a nice color and my feet painted. That's just a plus. As long as it's done and I'm not walking around bare too long, we cool. And you know, the eyebrows are a must. You know what I'm saying? Like, the eyebrows are just like a must. And Nancy snatches the eyebrows up, y'all. She knows how to snatch my eyebrows up specifically. She really can go with the natural flow of your eyebrow, which is what is supposed to occur. You know, she's not creating a formation with my eyebrow. She goes with the form of it, and it just works out well. I was bushed for a minute. Now I'm back. All right, y'all. It is raining out here for real. It's time to make this $46 back. It's time to make this $46 back plus more. I got to get this bread. Because with the state of this economy, y'all, I don't know how you guys feel. I'm hoping everybody's doing well within their personal economies. They're able to provide what they need to provide for their loved ones. They are employed, or whatever streams of income they have coming in is sustainable enough to get them by and still be able to figure out a long-term plan. But for me, it's like I have a level of anxiety just knowing that, you know, this all comes from me. It comes from the gut. In the real world, you a big girl, it's the real world. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to save me, okay? No one's coming to bail me out of a situation. A vehicle go down, I need to get a battery to get it back up. I have to produce it. I don't have the funds to produce it, then I'm out of luck. Typically, I won't be able to seek support from someone else. People have their own issues. And I hate being a person to have to ask someone for help. I know we all need a leg of support at some point in life and should not feel shame about it. But just with my level of pride, I'd rather not, because other people process your need for some assistance to be something different. You get what I'm saying? And I just don't want that negative connotation, which is why I prefer to just go without and sacrifice until I can provide it for myself. Unfortunately, yeah, because I don't like those negative vibes. But I know in this state and economy, like, multiple streams of income are a must. That's been pushed for a long time, but nobody really paid much attention to it because everybody would feel like they was living off the hog with stimulus checks here and there, and you know, former President Obama in office. People just, you know, the Democratic Party in office, people thought that everything was cool beans. People was real comfortable in their positions. No one felt like they had a threat of losing a position at any time in the public sector. And here we are. Folks losing jobs left and right, downsizing the federal government, downsizing agencies within the private sector as well. Just basic level line jobs are hard to get by. Like just trying to get a job at Trader Joe's. You know what I'm saying? Just basic line work now is hard to get because there's such a need of employment, whether it's full-time employment or just side gig employment. to supplement. It's a need to supplement because of the lack of COLA, the lack of the cost of living adjustment. The cost of living needs to be adjusted. So with me having all that in mind and knowing that it's really solely me, yes, I have a companion, but it is still in my life. But we're not married. You know what I'm saying? We live separately. Like there's nothing sealed and signed down the line. That's not my husband. I don't have that solid line of support to depend on. So I have to depend on me. And within depending on me, I have to make sure I make the right decisions for my money and make sure it's going the right ways. And make sure that I'm investing in myself and trying to create streams of residual income through different avenues. So, that's where my mindset is. It's not just GLP1 on YouTube. I love GLP1 and I love sharing my journey, but I also want to share the journey of life and trying to self-improve overall. Trying to live your life to the best of your ability, look good while doing it, be in a body that you like, be in a healthy weight, in a healthy state, mental state, and enjoying life while living off the hog on your hog. Okay? That's where I'm at. I'm trying to get to a certain level. I don't make $100K. Okay? I make enough money to live comfortably and even pull back a little bit if I want to budget and not get certain expenses. I still get by. I make enough comfortably, but I don't make $100K, and I want to make $100K plus. Okay? So my strategy with going in that direction was always to have multiple streams of income. I do have a separate fashion apparel business. I'm not going to divulge it on this channel because that's not my angle. I'm not going to include that. Maybe I might at some point, but this is just my personal. I don't want to really turn this into business, but we'll see. But just relaying info behind my background. Yeah, I have a fashion apparel business, a LLC, that I've been working on for some years, dealing with marketing promotions between Facebook and Instagram and Shopify and all of that, all those things. And I'm in the process of changing the name now. I also do the ride share. Dib and Dab with Grubhub, was doing Lyft at a point. Instacart, was doing all the things, but I'm doing some type of share service. That's definitely an income I'm always gonna clock. Okay? And I'm working on my side business, and I will sell antique items that I may come across. I have a beautiful antique, I think the year is from the 30s, 1930s, a beautiful antique sewing machine, Singer. The light still attached to it and everything. Been sitting on eBay for a minute because I got a higher price, because it's that valuable. I wanted to see how much of a bite I can get, because I'm trying to off this thing for thousands of dollars. You see what I'm saying? So my mind is money. My mind is money marketed, okay, in different angles. And YouTube is also a wonderful outlet for residual income once you get to that threshold. I might get up there. I mean, not even the threshold of monetization. I'm talking about when you get to that tier threshold where your views are creating outstanding residual income in the 5 figures and up, okay, on a monthly basis. That's possible. I'm in that direction, but not for a face YouTube channel. I have 2 channels already, Wait with Jazz, and I have another channel I'm not going to divulge, but those are my channels where I have a face presented, and I consider those channels to be personal. I can be more, I provide informative content and personal content and celebrity news content in that lane over there, lock content in that lane. Over here, I create weight related content, and I also speak on all types of topics in regard to socialism, in regard to the generations, Gen Z, you know, starting from the boomers, Gen Xers, Gen Zs, millennials, Gen Alphas. That was a little out of order, but you get what I'm saying. Like, just whatever social issues that are coming to play, and they have been hitting the surface, okay, I may speak upon, and this is the platform that I will speak on. When it comes to looking for strong residual YouTube income, my direction would be more so for a faceless channel. So that's also in my trajectory. The creation of faceless channels, providing a certain niche in which everyone loves and everyone will view on a constant basis, and it doesn't require me to speak or to show my face. Yes, Lord. See, the opportunities are out here. It's really about being grounded and invested minded, and really be ready to put your hands together and let's get this work done. Let's put all we can into ourselves, and that's the hunger I have, and that's why I wanted to own my own business. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to lean in this direction and still juggle my legal profession, which I love. You know what I'm saying? I love law, I love fashion. I always wanted to incorporate the two in some way, and here we are. So that's pretty much the backstory on Jasmine Nicole, and we about to tap in to some orders. Chia. First order came through. Lego, a little bit over $4. I'll take it. Right around the corner. I'm on Castor Avenue. Oxford Avenue is not far, it's right there. The distance is not going to be too much. I can accumulate this. I don't mind the small orders. They accumulate fast, especially if the distance is short. So I'm about to go pick this up order, and I'm going to get back with you. Got the order. On the way to drop off. Order successfully dropped off. I missed this. I'm glad I'm back at it. I took a little break from my Grub Hubing. I'm back into the routine, and it's time to start making my quota, okay, each day, which adds up and makes a difference, honey. Okay, let me tell you, I have funded vacations door dashing. I no longer DoorDash, but you know, that's when it was popping. DoorDashing now has been overly saturated, in my opinion, but you still can get that bread. Grubhub pays me well, so I'm not complaining on that, and Grubhub will be funding my GLP1. You know what I'm saying? And anything else I need. You know, Grub Hubing for GLP1. We broke out here in these streets. Okay, I'm a millennial, but I'm a millennial who knows how put the pedal to the metal, or the metal to the pedal. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And get out there and get that bread. Get out there and get that bread legitimately. I am one of those go hard, let's make this money, don't let it make us. I'm going to start headed in my direction toward home. I'm on the other end in Northeast. Some orders probably will pop up on the way, but I don't mind doing some orders on my end. I want to start making my way to that direction. It's starting to come down, not rain too hard, but you know, it's icky and cast overy, whatever. So I'm not gonna be out here too long. I just wanted to jump back into my Grubhub niche. I'll be back out here again tomorrow. There's times that I've been out here like right after working out. You know, I've been out here super early in the morning when it's still dark outside. Surprisingly, orders be flooding through at 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, even at 3 o'clock in the morning, orders are coming through. So if I'm up and ready, let go. I'm gonna get that bread aggressively And that's where my mindset at right now, because I just want to make sure that I'm always okay. That at the end of the day, if I need supplementation here financially, I have it. That I don't have to struggle so hard. That I won't get pushed up against a wall with nowhere to turn but up. Thank the Lord that God comes through all the time for me. But I just don't want to be in that state. I want to be secured enough. And you would think if you're secured enough when you got a solid job, you've been with the job over 14 years, and listen, all that sounds lovely, and you would think respectively with merit that would be the case, but you never know how things can change. I bind up anything changing though in the name of Jesus. But I'm just saying, like, you just always want to be prepared and have other streams of income in your back pocket to be able to support you in anything you need to do. Specifically me, my mom is retired. You know, I need to be able to supplement her when she needs to. Like a lot of older retirees are going off of, you know, Social Security, and you know what's going on with that, and that's also based on how much was paid in Social Security. And Social Security really needs to be supplemented, because that's really not enough to solely live on, you know, depending on how much you were making while you were working and all of that. So often the older folks need to have SSI supplementation, and a lot of that should be coming from the children. You know, we are the supporters of the parents once they reach a certain stage in life. So I want to make sure that I'm secured enough that I can make things happen, because it's just me. Yes, I would love to have the comfort of relying on my partner and knowing that my partner will always be there. But that's not always the case. Relationships go in and out. People could come in and out of your life. And I just want to make sure that no matter what, Jasmine has it under control. And that can be scary. And it is scary, and sometimes it can be emotionally overwhelming. Personally, I'm just being real, but it's the reality. It's the reality that I live with, and the reality that we all live with. At the end of the day, it's up to us, y'all, to make whatever happen so that we can have whatever we need. I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Be real.